What's up, guys? This is Godacity back with another video. It's been a while, but I wanted to come back with something decent. So what I have for you guys today is a crypto pump and dump bot that I've been working on for a couple days. If you don't know what a pump and dump bot is or what crypto is, this bot has to do with cryptocurrency, and what it does is you get these little groups called pump and dump groups that like to manipulate the crypto market for altcoins. An altcoin is any other cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin. So essentially what this bot does is it will allow you to sort of cheat the pump and dump group systems by interacting with a crypto exchange's API. So let me give you guys a little bit of a rundown on exactly what this thing does. Alright guys, so here you see this is Cryptopia. This is a crypto exchange. One of the more popular as well, not as popular as Binance, but pretty popular. It doesn't have any sort of desktop application that you can interact with like Binance, but it does have an API, which is all I really care about. Now I'm going to give you guys a little demonstration as to what my little bot does. I'm just going to run through these options here and kind of give you or show you what's up. So I'm going to start with number 2. Essentially, what I've done is I've taken all the the user interface actions that I can. Here, let me just give you an example by selecting. Let's just say send. I kind of like messing with this coin because it's so inexpensive. All right. So I really hate this user interface that Cryptopia has provided. It's very confusing for newcomers. Now, as you can see, I've got some market history, just kind of experimenting with it. So essentially, what my bot does is it simplifies the process. It simplifies a user's interaction with the UI, and in fact, it totally eliminates interaction with their UI. As you can see, you could sell your coin, you could buy coin here. You can preview people's orders, people currently buying, people currently selling, and show all your market history and whatnot. Shows open orders and previous market history for myself. This is for the public right here. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and place a buy order. Let me see. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do number 6 as a demonstration. I'm going to explain my methodology on creating the options I did. So I'm going to go ahead and select send. I want to buy, let's just say, 20 of the coins. I know the coins are probably only a couple cents a coin, so I'm going to go ahead and buy 20. Now, this is just for demonstration purposes. This option in here allows me to say, hey, I want to buy 5. I want to place 5 orders for this coin. This is totally useless on a realistic basis. You won't ever use this except for testing purposes. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 5 here, and what it's going to do is okay, so it detected that the value of the coin is too low. I have to place more than a purchase of 20 coins, so I'm going to go ahead and redo this here. Let's just go 40. I'm sure 40 will be alright. I'll go 5 purchases. Okay, one more time. Let's just go ahead and do 100. Jeez, purchases 5. So what you're seeing here is my bot is currently purchasing coin, and as you can see on the right, Cryptopia is registering this. Now what I can do is I'm going to go ahead and tell this bot yes, I want to rerun it from the beginning. Now I want to go ahead and create, or I want to monitor what open orders I have, and I'm going to explain why I'm doing all this. I want to create I want to check the open orders so that I can potentially cancel them, and I'm going to explain the flow of a pump and dump to kind of help you guys understand why, like I said, these options are even here. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel some orders, and so I'm going to go ahead and select send. Now before I actually cancel any of these orders that display, I want to show you here on their UI that there is in fact 5 orders for 100 quantity of 100, and the price is 580, or I'm sorry, this decimal price is, I believe it's, I think I coded it to, yeah, so it takes half of the actual current price The reason I do that is so that it won't actually buy the coin, because nobody wants to sell their coin for half of what they purchased it for, or else they'd be losing a lot. So I've made it buy at half the value, so I could test, I could debug and whatnot. So as you can see here, it pulls up all 5 orders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it has the order ID and whatnot on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and cancel all of these. You can specify which one you want to cancel for a good reason. So after it cancels, I'm going to go ahead and explain the flow of a pump and dump here. So it successfully canceled all of my open orders. Now the reason I have a manual buy order and a manual sell order is because what my pump and dump bot does is essentially, we're going to go ahead and show you automate buy sell. So it'll pull my Bitcoin balance. This is not every coin, the balance of all my coins accumulated. This is just my Bitcoin balance. So what it'll do is it'll pull that balance. I'm going to go ahead and just give it 0.01 Bitcoin to use to purchase. So here you see the buy multiplier. Now essentially, like I said, it interacts with Cryptopia's API, and what it'll do essentially is, okay, I'm just going to, for example, I'm going to go ahead and put 0.5. So the buy multiplier is going to grab the current value of the coin, like I showed you previously. The value of this coin, or at least the last price, is 12.19. So what it'll do is it'll grab that value. My buy multiplier will be multiplied by that value. So when I input 0.5, I'm actually saying purchase at half the cost of the coin. Of course, this is not what you're going to do. What you're going to do in a real pump and dump situation is you're gonna put 1.2 or 1.5, whatever you feel comfortable putting during this pump and dump. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 0.5. My sell multiplier, I'm just gonna put 1. It's just gonna be 12.19. That's gonna be my sell multiplier after it multiplies. So here's the final step. When the pump and dump group posts their coin, you're just going to put the coin as fast as you can. You're going to type it. If you type it incorrectly, it'll error out. But if you type it correctly, the order will go through and everything will be in good sorts. So once I type send, I'm going to press enter. Now the flow here, let me go ahead and let this run and then I'll explain. Alright, so everything is all complete here. Let's see here. So as you can see, I typed send. Now what it does is it places a buy order. And this is the #1 option, automate buy sell orders. This is a pump and dump. This is the full pump and dump bot. This is what you're going to be using when there's a pump and dump occurring. So what it'll do, you're going to type your buy multiplier, sell multiplier. And let me explain, I guess I didn't explain well at first. Essentially, why I even have these options in here is because when you're doing a pump and dump, essentially this bot, all it's doing is beating every other user that interacts with the user interface. When a pump and dump happens, all sorts of people, basically what a pump is thousands of people going on the same coin at the exact same time, which escalates the value of the coin exponentially. Generally, a lot of times it will only be a 2 or 3 multiplier, but if it's a large enough group, it may multiply exponentially. So what you're doing with this bot is defeating all of the other users that are really restricted to the user interface. And the huge benefit here is that there's a lot of lag in the UI when a lot of people interact with it at the same time. So if you purchase on here manually, you're going to be buying in really late. You're going to be buying at the high and selling at the low, which is the opposite of what you want to do. So this buy multiplier, sell multiplier, essentially what we're doing is saying, okay, I'm going to max out buy at a multiplier of 1.5. So I'm going to take the value of 1217, multiply that by half, and add it on 1217. And I'm willing to buy, let's see, 612, 1800. That's the highest I want to buy, is a value of 1800, and the highest I want to sell, or lowest, or the lowest I want to sell is a multiplier of whatever I buy in at. So say it buys in at 1800 because I set a buy multiplier of 1.5. The sell multiplier, if you place it at 1, will sell at 1800. But if you place a sell multiplier of 1.5, it'll then buy at whatever a half of 1800 plus 1800 is. So you want to be really careful with these settings. If you want to play it safe, a good buy multiplier is always 1.1, 1.2. Good sell multiplier is always 1.3, 1.4. So you're always gaining about 0.0 or 0.2, a tenth or 2/10 of your initial purchase value. So let me go ahead and scroll down. So as you can see, it places the buy order. It watches this buy order for 5 seconds. Now, pump and dumps are very time sensitive. If you are slightly behind the curve, you will buy high and sell low. So essentially what this bot is doing is it attempts to place the buy order for the given multiplier. So it gave me a buy-in order at 581, which is half of the current value of the coin. Now it attempts, or it watches for 5 seconds if this buy order was placed. So on Cryptopia, it's slightly different than other exchanges, and I will be coding other bots or cross-platforming this bot for different exchanges other than Cryptopia. I have it; it's almost done. I've almost completed cross-platforming it with Binance as well, but this is just the first version of my bot. So essentially, it watches for 5 seconds. Now, like I said, Cryptopia is slightly different because you could buy in. You could say, okay, I want to buy a quantity of 1722 coin, and Cryptopia will only sell you, say, 1,000 of the coins out of 1,700. And I believe some other exchanges are like this as well, but I'm just going to keep the example to Cryptopia. So say I only buy 1,000 of the coin. Cryptopia only sells me 1,000 of the coin because how Cryptopia works, or how the crypto market works, is you buy the coins that people are selling. It's just a recycling process. So I only bought 1,000 coin that somebody was selling at the price that my bot purchased in. So say 1,000 coins were filled across 5 transactions. You see there's a filled here. Essentially, if only 1,000 were purchased within 5 seconds, what my bot will do will cancel the remaining order. So if there's 722 coins remaining that haven't been purchased, it's going to cancel out that order, all the orders that are open for that 722 coins. The reason I do this is because if you are 5 seconds late, you will be buying at the high. There's no denying you will be buying the coin at the high, which is what we do not want to do. Now, what you'll also see is that when you do buy in with this bot, you will buy in at different values during a pump. So a lot of times you may hit like 200 coin at the very low, which, let's see, you see the high and low here. During pumps, these are very important to notice. I mean, essentially my bot will buy in as many as it can at each value, at the lowest value. So 200 will be at 1060, 500 will be at, 1049. 500 of them may be at 1200, and the rest may be at, some other value lower than the very highest value, but still you bought a lot in at the lowest value of the coin. So like I said, it'll cancel out any remaining orders that may be open, and then it will, let's see, once the order is placed and you have coin in Cryptopia or in Send, which is the coin we purchased, it will then place the sell order at the sell multiplier. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys, or show you a quick example. I did a pump recently, and I recorded all of my outcome here. So let me see if I can go ahead and find my options, and I don't even think they're in. Oh, here it is. Let me see. Okay. So, I actually have a short video. I'll go ahead and insert it right now. This video is a live pump. I did in fact lose, I think, 30 or 40 bucks on this pump because sometimes you don't always win. Even with a bot, you don't always win. So this is an example of a loss, and you'll see in this example that the bot does buy and sell automatically. Alright, so before I show you guys the successful pump and dump process, of course, like I said, I lost money, but I'm going to show you a safe fall. So essentially, as you could see, I put my buy-in 1.2, sell 1.25 on this example. I sped it up. Now what I'm doing is I'm watching a pump and dump group for them to post the coin signal. Now, once they post the coin signal, it's all dependent on how fast you can type the coin. In this example, it was crone. So I type crone, press enter, enter. Now, as you can see, it's buying, buying, trying to buy, and waiting 5 seconds, and then it fails. Now, why does it fail? Essentially, why it failed was because the buy multiplier was too low. Now, this is a risk you have to be willing to take, and you got to do your own research on this. The buy multiplier was too low because when it grabbed the last value of the coin, added the multiplier on top, that value was still so low that the value when the value of the coin skyrocketed, it skyrocketed faster than my bot could buy in. Now, for an example, if my bot tried to buy in at 500 and the value of the coin the value of the coin skyrocketed above 500 within the time that my bot could place that order, the purchase will fail. Now here's an example where I'm watching another crypto group post their coin. I type it in this case it's Rix. Now as you can see, when I place the buy order, it says order went through immediately, no cash data, order sold immediately, no cash data. Now that'll happen when the order is successful both on the buy and sell. I'm fast forwarding here now. This is a very important part. I'm watching for the last price, the high and the low. Now as you can see, it was 330 was the last price. My bot purchased in at a higher value than, almost at the high at the last price, which is a fail. You guys want to be able to purchase at a low. So what happened here was that I bought high and sold low. Reason for that was because I was on a public Wi-Fi. There was a little bit of lag, and I did type the coin slightly delayed, so that's on me. But there is a ton of potential, guys. I do have to tell you, the bot's not perfect right now. It is a free bot, so don't complain, please. If there is huge bugs, let me know. But from what I've been able to tell, it functions well. I've distributed my bot across multiples of my friends, and accumulatively, we have made over a couple grand together, lost around 500 bucks together, but we are positive, which is all that really matters. Before you do use my bot, you'll need to go enter your Cryptopia API keys, which you can generate in their UI. I'd also recommend getting slightly comfortable with Cryptopia, just so that you understand how the flow of purchase and selling altcoins works on Cryptopia. Practice makes perfect, guys, with this bot. The option you'll be using the most is number 1. So, like I showed you, go in, buy half the value of the coin with a 0.5 buy multiplier. Just understand how it works. Make sure all of your API keys are working properly, and have fun, guys. I mean, don't do this if you don't have money to spend. You have to have money to make money in pump and dumps. If you have any questions, you could always hit me up on Instagram at godacity_ or on Discord. This bot will be posted on my Discord solely, so you won't be able to find this bot anywhere else unless somebody shares it elsewhere, which I don't really care if you do, guys. If you change the bot, have any additions to the code that improves it, hit me up. Be more than willing to publish that. So thanks for watching, guys. Once again, this is Godacity. Hit me up. Follow me on Discord. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram. Peace, guys.